So the Mark 8.5 Facelift VW Golf R Estate is now available to order. And yeah, I'm going to go through everything just from the ordering, what sort of options you can go for, including the pricing. And this is on the UK configurator. So as you can see here, new Golf R Estate, build your Golf R Estate. And yeah, I've just had a little quick check because I've got this nice little video to play as well for you guys. I say video, it's more of just people kind of taking pictures of it. So they're obviously trying to get the design sort of element into the R Estate. I'm a big fan of estates. I've shared them on the channel. I shared the R line, the facelift estate, which I really enjoyed sharing with. That was the 1.5 petrol. This is obviously 2 litre, 4Motion, 300 horsepower. Yeah, an absolute, well, it sounds like a bit of a beast of an estate, to be honest with you. And yeah, plenty of cool little tweaks as well, including the increase in power over the Mark 8 with 333 horsepower, which seems very exciting. But yeah, let's get on and actually build the Golf R Estate and sort of talk to you around the pricing as well around that. Actually, so this car starts from 44,685, which out of the, I say trio of Golf Rs, you've got the standard Golf R, you've got the black edition, and you've got the estate. This is at the higher end. I'll have to say I'm a little bit disappointed with just the lack of colours for the estates. And I mentioned it before in my last video. I chatted with, I have a great relationship with Volkswagen UK up in Milton Keynes. And I had a chat with Claire, who's sort of like head of product for like the R brand and sort of like the ID3. And I spoke to her about colours because I like my vibrancy. You know, it can be quite an emotional thing. And the R it's white, black, and blue. That's basically it. And the sad thing is the white isn't even an Oryx white, so it's not pearlescent, it's standard. The good thing is it still looks good, and obviously it's included in the price. But no two-tone paint options. It's just metallic black, which is the Grenadilla black at £730, and then Lapis blue at £885. What's quite interesting about the extra paint, the blue being sort of like signature colour for the Golf R, well, the R Estate and the Golf R in general over the years, is you look at the size of the car and how much paint they're putting on that, and for an extra 700 quid, maybe it's not so bad after all. But yeah, that's the car, and you get the new clear light lenses, and yeah, it's a cool car. But I was chatting to someone in the comments actually who reminded me, because I forgot to speak about the estate actually in yesterday's video. Yeah, and I do have plenty of videos around the Golf and the VW Golf sort of products on my channel, so please feel free to check that out and subscribe, because the subscriptions is actually what really matters to manufacturers to allow me the opportunities to take these cars out. So yeah, if you subscribe, that helps a massive amount to enable you to see better content essentially. So please do that. It is free, and it does obviously, it helps massively. So yeah, there's the options around that. In terms of the wheel size, you get the 18 inches as standard. Optional 19-inch wheels. I mean, I'm going to spec this quite high. You get the Esterals, as you can see there. We can just go around, and actually, I'll take you for a little bit of a tour of the estate. Actually, while I'm here, you got some of the pictures shown. I really like the looks of it. I like the clear lenses on it. When I tried one in person, not obviously the R, but the R line, I enjoyed it. I felt it was a really good car. I just think that's one car, particularly for families, or if you just want to carry a lot of stuff, I think it's better than the SUV equivalents, which are obviously more popular. Yeah, here you go. And one thing to say as well with the inside, with the R, the haptic buttons on the steering wheel haven't changed, and the infotainment has changed. So they've made improvements there. But for the R, it's the same haptic buttons as the Mark 8. So if you want to have the new buttons in the facelift, you will not get it in the R. That's essentially something you should know. But I've heard that these have been improved a little bit with like less touch sensitive buttons. And Volkswagen have worked on sort of like, yeah, consumer feedback basically. I like how the blue matches the blue. Yeah, that's really nice. I always feel like the airiness is quite nice, and the estate's great. So practical. What a nice little place. And then you got you can have a little bit of a tour in the inside as well for you guys to see. Obviously plenty bigger. And I have got a video on the R line estate. So yeah, if you wanted to check that out, check back on previous content as I mentioned before. Yeah, I'm sure you'll find it useful. And yeah, you've got the wheel design. So you've got the Estral wheels at £1,350. You've got the Jerez 18-inch wheels as standard. You've got the 19-inch Estral wheels in black at £680. So that doesn't seem as much. The diamond turn surface, add to that another £800. That's quite a lot. Interesting. I was very curious about the tyres because and actually the different specs in different regions. Like in Germany, you get DCC as standard. I'm surprised that's not a standard, and but I am disappointed in that. I think it should be standard on top of the range R. Yeah, I think it should be. And also stuff like the tyres, there was sort of like this special, I believe it was a special Bridgestone tyre, which is being developed for the R, and it doesn't look like that's available on the UK configurator. So that's a shame. You can't get the Estate in Black Edition spec, but you can do a few things to kind of mimic that. That's basically with all like the black styling and things, but it will not essentially be a Black Edition. I call it Warmanu wheels, but there's Varmeanu wheels is the optional stuff. As you can see there, that's in black. That's £1,000. It's a lot of money, and then you get the graphite version, which looks very classy actually. This diamond cut surface, but actually the £600 for the Estrals is quite nice. I'm going to go for the Varmanu, and we'll go to the next step. But minimal options on that side, and minimal options initially with the interior, but you can select essentially more stuff. So comfort and convenience. Tilting sliding ceramic roof. That's amazing on the Estate. £1,220. Looks really, really cool. Might be helpful. Winter package in the UK. It's very, very helpful. So let's spec it. It's going to be interesting to see what this comes to. And price-wise, I'll be honest, as much as I'm specing a new car, I love my 2 to 3 year old cars. I think a car that's let all its depreciation go down, which makes a Mark 8 Golf R Estate very appealing, because I reckon I've had a little check on the used market, and they're sort of dipping almost below £30,000 for an R Estate, and a Mark 8 R Estate on a 21 plate. I mean, it's pretty good. This obviously has the increased power, 333 horsepower, and the infotainment, but is that worth 20 grand to you? I'll let you make the decision there. Adaptive chassis control, again, I'm disappointed that should be a standard, because I feel it's really versatile, particularly if you're going for 19-inch wheels. If you're on the 18-inch wheels, you can probably get away with it. This is just from my experience of driving it. But for £700, I think it's a no-brainer. Standard equipment with the adaptive cruise control, which is great. Rear view camera system, I think I would have to go for that for a large car like this. Trailer, if you want a trailer, you can go for that. Heads up display was very nice as well. Parking assist. R Performance package. So the R Performance package gives you the 19-inch wheels, and it keeps mentioning these tyres, but it doesn't really say, it doesn't know what tyre's going to come on it. So it's like, well, the 19-inch wheels are going to come with tyres anyway, and it's got a blank on there. So the Estrals we saw were like £600. So why is I'm struggling to understand the R Performance package. I want to make this as clear for you as possible, but yeah, I don't understand it at this stage. Maybe that could be clarified by someone in the comments, but I feel it should be a bit more clearer of what it's actually giving you, particularly when you're spending £2,000. That should be clearer in my mind, particularly for people looking to order it and the consumer. The infotainment is just that one sort of spec with IDA and the big screen and everything. Harman Kardon sound system is very, very nice, and I believe that'll add a subwoofer in the back, so it might take up a bit of space potentially at £600. But very nice, particularly if you've got a large car and you want to amplify the sound around for your kids or whatever it is. The carbon pieces in the front is very, very nice. It's a bit of a shame it doesn't follow through for the back. And I felt that did up the premium, actually. It's real carbon. Let's just add that. I'm a bit worried that what the price is going to come to, but I guess we'll find out. Leather is very nice as well. Someone asked me in the comments, how do I find leather compared to the cloth? I have tried both in the Mark 8. I felt the leather looked a bit more premium, a bit more classy, a bit more getting towards an Audi type level. But in terms of comfort, I noticed no different. And I actually, because I have quite sensitive skin, I prefer cloth seats, which is why in my Mark 7 Golf R, I like the cloth. But it's each to their own. With the seats, you get a few more different things. So you get the, essentially it says here, so heated and cooling. Cooling is very useful. I'm filming this on the 9th of August, 2024, and summer is going to come eventually in the UK. And the cooling seats is very good. I experienced cooling seats for the first time when I tried a Golf R, but also when I've driven around Porsches around a track. I found it very, very useful. It's just nice to get that bit of cold air. Door and side trim panel in leatherette insert. So this could work quite well with your carbon fibre interior because you're getting more leather around it. Heated front seats, which it's already mentioned at the first. So why have they done another bullet point saying that? I guess they're trying to justify the £2,415. Inserts of front seats and outer seats are logo. Nappa leather's good. Power seat adjustment with memory feature. Power adjuster lumbar. That's a lot of money. I'm going to select it just because, well, we're on a configurator and see what it looks like. But that seems like a lot for me. Safety and security, I can mention this a few times. If you're not going to spend 300 quid for some airbags for people, passengers in your back, your loved ones, I don't know why that's not a standard. Oh, technology package. This is something that wasn't on the hatch. Including easy open and easy close, alarm with interior protection, easy open and close, sensor controlled loving compartment and closing and remote locking, keyless locking and start. I would say go for that, particularly for an estate. And I found that with, shutting the boot, it can be quite handy. Volkswagen accessories, those are just like mats and all these kind of little things that you can get. So our summary of RR. Oh, wow. Okay. Deep breath. £53,000. So basic price 44,685, excluding VAT, it's 42,521. So if you can get it, maybe get your VAT back if you're doing it as like a business kind of thing. Tax is £1,000 included in basic price. Choice total options 8,310. Wow, totaling 53,000. And that's quite a lot, but we've selected quite a few bits. So the metallic paint in Lapis Blue, signature for the R. We've gone for that leather Nappa interior. We've gone for the 19-inch Varmanu wheels, which are sort of like a lightweight wheel. Dynamic chassis control, winter package. The technology package with sort of like the easy open close. Gone for those seats and the leather insert, which is the big option. The carbon 700. The rear view camera 300. The Harman Kardon sound system 600. And airbags for 300. I mean, honestly, if you're spending 50 grand in the car and you don't have 300 to spend on airbags, I'm not too sure what's going on there. But that's essentially the estate. Now, what do I think? I love an estate. I think it's great. And this isn't even with a pan roof as well, which is obviously another high ticket item. And I really enjoyed my time with the R-Line estate, actually. So if you want to check that video out, I recommend it. I like the R in general. I like estates in general. I've also spent plenty of time in Focus ST estates, and they've also been great, but front-wheel drive. This is obviously four-wheel drive. I think the looks great, but it's all subjective. And hopefully this just helps you out to get as much, like a little bit more clarity on the Golf R estates. And I think the big thing that they're making out, or Volkswagen are making out, is that they've taken parts from the hatch and used it in the estate, whereas before it didn't really match up with the same stuff. So for example, the power was sort of taken across as well. And yeah, obviously that sort of trick four-wheel drive system is very, very cool as well. And it's an estate, it can be a sleeper. I think grey is a very nice colour, and you can get that in an R-Line. An R-Line, I think the one that I tried was, even with some of the big high options, was significantly under £40,000. It was somewhere between 35 and 40 for that R-Line estate. I mean, that's, again, with this fully spec'd item, is another £20,000. And I mean, just to put it into perspective, you could get an R-Line estate, yeah, with an okay spec, and you could buy like a Mark 7 Golf R for the price of just this specific car. It's just things to think in mind. It's, you know, these are big ticket prices. You know, I want you to be, you know, however much money you have, you know, I want you to get the best deals that you can possibly get. I've seen Mark 8 Golf Rs for around the £25,000 to £30,000 mark now. I love my Mark 7 Golf R, and, you know, I think Golf Rs are great in general. For the estate, if you want that one car, yeah. But I would think for price-wise, for me, I'd be looking at more the Mark 8, personally. Nothing taken away from this car at all. 53 grand or 45,600 or 44,600 starting price is quite a lot. But yeah, there's my little overview of the Golf R estate. This is a community channel, so please get involved in the comments. And I'm going to show a video dedicated towards the Black Edition as well next. So yeah, subscribe if you want to see that. And thank you very much for watching.